So we can actually make this even shorter. So if you're only ever taking a single input as a parameter, there's a way you can make it shorter. The other way you can make it shorter is if you can return all of the work that you've done on a single line, then you can make it shorter. So we're going to start with that one. I'm going to comment this out and show you how you could make it shorter. So we're going to say let cleanup string equal messy string, and then I'm going to put the arrows. And then instead of putting curly braces here, I'm just going to type messy string dot trim dot to uppercase. This does the exact same thing as the line above it. Because we so often write functions that do a single piece of work and then we immediately return that work, we've said the return here is implied. If you're only doing a single piece of work, it's pretty much implied that that's what you're going to return. So you can get rid of the return and the curly braces if you just write a single line of code that you want to return. So now this takes in a messy string, trims it, uppercases it, and returns it, and we've gotten rid of the word return and the curly braces. Well, you can also make this shorter. If you're only taking a single piece of input, you don't need the parentheses. So you can just say let cleanup string equal messy string. And then because we put this arrow here, we already know it's going to be a function. And we already know that functions take input, which means we don't really need the parentheses around this. We can just take this and we'll just imply that the parentheses are there. And then on the other side of it, we'll return messy string dot trim dot to uppercase. And so now in a single line, we've said we're going to create a function called cleanup string. It's going to take messy string as an input. It's going to trim it and it's going to uppercase it. And then it's going to return it. We don't need the keyword return because it's implied because we're only doing a single line of processing, which implies that we're going to want to return what we processed. We don't need parentheses because this arrow here already tells us it's a function, and we're already only receiving one input. If we were receiving two inputs, like second input, then we would need the parentheses because we're going to put a comma there, and commas need to be inside of those parentheses. But because we aren't receiving more than one line of input or one thing of input, we can just receive messy string, and we don't need the parentheses. And now we don't have to type the word function. We don't have to type the opening and closing parentheses. We don't have to type the opening and closing curly braces, and we don't even need to type the word return. All of this is all simplified down to a single line. In the next video, I'll show you why you might want to do that.